The humble beginning. The first loss. Sadio Mané's narrative begins far from the roaring cop of Anfield or the gilded halls of European football. It starts in Bambali, Senegal, a small impoverished village in the Senegal region near the Casamance River, with a population of barely a few thousand people. In this remote place, electricity was scarce. Clean water was a luxury, and hope was often the only currency. Mané was born into a deeply religious family. His father was the local Imam. In a world where subsistence farming was the norm, his father forbade him from playing football, insisting that Sadio focus on religious education and traditional life. Football was viewed as a childish distraction, not a path. Then tragedy struck. When Sadio was only 7 years old, his father became seriously ill. Because there was no hospital, no modern medical facility of any kind, in Bambali, the family had to resort to traditional remedies. They watched helplessly as his condition worsened, eventually leading to his death in a nearby village. The family couldn't even bring his body back immediately due to the unstable security situation in the region. This loss was more than just personal grief, it was a devastating lesson in the reality of poverty. Sadio witnessed firsthand that the lack of basic infrastructure, like a simple clinic, could cost a life. It was a scar that would never fully heal, but instead became the unbreakable foundation of his ambition. From that day on, his dream of becoming a footballer was no longer just a game, it became a sacred mission. He had to leave Bambali, not just for himself, but to one day return and ensure no other family in his village would suffer a loss like his due to poverty and neglect. With his father gone, the rest of his family finally gave him their full emotional backing to chase the dream he was so clearly obsessed with. The grinding years. With his family's blessing, Sadio knew he had to leave Bambali. At the age of 15, he ran away from home, embarking on a nearly 500-mile journey to Dakar, the capital city. He carried almost nothing but a change of clothes, his dreams, and the heavy burden of his family's hopes. Dakar was chaotic, loud, and unforgiving. He stayed with a host family, but the real test came when he was given a trial with the Generation Foot Academy, known for producing top Senegalese talent. The memory of that trial became a legend in itself. Sadio arrived wearing a pair of torn, worn-out football boots and shorts that were clearly too old. The other boys, mostly city kids who looked the part, took one look at the small, skinny boy from the village and burst out laughing. The scout, Abdou Diatta, later recalled his first impression. He looked like he was the wrong age and he had nothing. I looked at his shorts and his boots. They were old and torn. But the ridicule stopped the moment Sadio touched the ball. In the next 15 minutes of the trial, Sadio demonstrated an explosive pace, a fearlessness in tackling, and a raw, untamed skill that the city boys lacked. He didn't just play. He attacked the game with a ferocious hunger born of his past. He ran until he couldn't breathe, compensating for his lack of equipment and polish with sheer, relentless will. Diatta was immediately won over. The physical appearance that invited scorn was quickly forgotten, replaced by the realization that he was watching an extraordinary, unrefined talent. Sadio was signed by Generation Foot, beginning a rigorous period of training and development. His time at the academy was marked by a quiet obsession. He trained with ferocity, knowing that the time he had lost in Bambali had to be caught up. He knew that the sound of the laughter he had endured would only be silenced by success. The final hurdle was the leap to Europe. Thanks to the partnership between Generation Foot and French club FC Metz, Sadio was transferred to France. Landing in Metz, a quiet, cold city, Sadio faced culture shock and crippling homesickness, compounded by the fact that Metz was soon relegated to the French third tier. The glory he had promised his family felt impossibly far away. He was injured and alone, questioning if he had traded his village life for a failed European dream. But every step back only reminded him of the silent promise he made on the day his father died. The African bolt of lightning. Sadio's career ascension was marked by lightning speed, both his own on the pitch and the pace at which he moved up the football ladder. His talent was too great to be contained by the lower leagues of France. He was quickly spotted by Red Bull Salzburg in Austria, who paid $4 million for the young winger. In Austria, Mané finally unleashed the full force of his potential. He scored 45 goals in 87 appearances, winning the Austrian Bundesliga and the Austrian Cup. He evolved from a raw talent into a proven, prolific goal scorer. This form caught the eye of Premier League clubs, leading to a $11.8 million move to Southampton in 2014. It was here, in the fastest league in the world, that Mané's quiet power truly erupted. His greatest statement of arrival came in May 2015 against Aston Villa. Sadio Mané scored the fastest hat-trick in Premier League history, a stunning 3 goals in just 2 minutes and 56 seconds. The record had stood for 21 years, but the boy who was once mocked for his torn boots shattered it in a single, breathtaking flash of speed and accuracy. This performance cemented his status as a world-class talent and sealed his destiny. In 2016, he made the biggest move of his career, joining Liverpool FC for $34 million, where he would become a central figure in one of the most celebrated attacking trios in modern football, alongside Mohamed Salah and Roberto Firmino. Under Jurgen Klopp, Mané became the embodiment of the manager's high-octane philosophy. He won the UEFA Champions League in 2019 and the Premier League in 2020, achieving the highest honors in the sport. The boy from the small, dusty village was now a global superstar, an African Player of the Year, and a true icon of the sport. His career was proof that raw ambition, when coupled with relentless self-belief, can shatter any ceiling. The unseen battle, the most remarkable chapter of Mané's life, began after he achieved wealth and fame. Unlike many athletes who embrace luxury, Sadio Mané waged a constant, quiet battle against the excesses of wealth, determined to remain the humble boy from Bambali. While he was earning millions, stories of his humility became legendary. Cleaning the mosque. A video went viral showing Mané on a Saturday afternoon after a Liverpool home match, helping clean the toilets and floors of a local mosque. When asked why, he simply said, "A good Muslim cleans the mosque." The cracked phone. He was famously spotted using a mobile phone with a cracked screen while playing for Liverpool. When questioned, he offered a profound statement on his perspective. "Why would I want 10 Ferraris, 20 diamond watches, and 2 planes? I was hungry and I had to work in the field. I survived hard times, played football barefoot, did not go to school, and now I can help people." Supporting the family. He continued to send money to his childhood friends, his family, and his entire community. He understood that his money did not belong solely to him, but was a tool for transformation. The sacrifice he faced in his high-profile life was the pressure to conform to the image of the super-rich athlete. He consistently rejected this image, choosing simplicity, often driving a modest car and living a profoundly quiet life. This relentless commitment to staying true to his roots was preparation for his ultimate purpose, fulfilling the promise he made to the ghost of his father. The legacy. Sadio Mané's greatest achievement did not come on the football pitch. It came when he finally brought the wealth of the world back to the village that birthed his dream. Driven by the memory of his father's death and his own struggle for education, Mané embarked on a massive philanthropic mission. The hospital. He poured $600,000 into building the first hospital in Bambali, serving 34 surrounding villages. This act of redemption directly reversed the tragic circumstances of his father's passing, ensuring that his community would never again lack basic health care. The school. He built a school, for a cost of $300,000, so children would have a real chance at education, donating free laptops and providing internet access. He knew that knowledge was the true ticket out of poverty. Community infrastructure. He has also funded the construction of a post office, a petrol station, a mosque, and most famously, implemented a form of universal basic income, giving $76 every month to the poorest families in the village so they can purchase food and basic necessities. Mané's story is the perfect blueprint for the motivational power of purpose-driven wealth. He proved that the end goal of success is not accumulation, but distribution, using your personal triumph to lift the place and the people that launched you. If you are watching this, and you feel the weight of your own humble beginnings, or if you feel mocked and underestimated by the world, let Sadio Mané be your guide. His life is a powerful silent command. Use your struggle as your greatest resource. The lack of a hospital in his youth led to him building one. The mockery of his old boots led to him shattering records. The journey from a poor village to the world stage and then back again as a builder and a benefactor defines the Sadio Mané legacy. The goal is not just to reach the top, but to build a path for others to follow. He achieved everything in football, but he found true greatness when he finally returned home to make good on his childhood promise.